told that that they have invited especially the children. Anyway, that's okay. I think sometimes maybe children might be able to understand some things better, and because now I have one target. In fact, my whole mission is to bring about enlightenment, which I have been experiencing and or which I have been practicing. Can't say could be glimpsing it. Okay, I can't be boasting that I'm experiencing it. But anyway, I'm not doubt about it. I have no doubt about it, definitely. So, at your age, there are so many young ones here. Problem is, at your age, I was not that calm, or I was too naughty. So, I don't know how you all are here. Until age of 14, I was not normal naughty, extremely naughty. My mother used to tell I'm like a yakshapatiya. She didn't expect that she would have thought maybe I had some kindness sometimes. So only at the age of 14, when I left to Lesotho, Lesotho is Southern Africa. It's like a kingdom, landlocked kingdom. There it was not easy because it's not like Sri Lanka. The school also it was very strict in Sri Lanka, but in Southern Africa, Lesotho, it was more like prim and proper, all these international schools. They're quite conscious of myself that I can't, and also I was like a minority, you have all the white kids and mix from all over. So I think it's good sometimes because when you are a minority and you grow, you have such pressure, you just have to let a survival instinct works in. So I think that kicks in, and it brought my good part of me actually. Because if I was in Sri Lanka, I would have been I would not open up my potential. But that time too, even your age, very small as you are, some of you, after a long time, I have been forced to speak in Sinhalese for many years. I almost lost my ability to speak in English when I came to Sri Lanka, age of like 18 first trip, and after that 21, 23. But then I was so interested in the teachings, the Dhamma. I didn't want to go any other country. I wanted to be in Sri Lanka because I knew real teachings are there and the environment is there. Really do well. So now I'm getting opportunity. I was in Adelaide. In Adelaide, I had this English program, especially with some of the Westerners here. Westerners means Australians, local people. Some of them are, quite they are thinking and analyzing. They don't come just ordinary. I felt very comfortable, to tell you honestly. After a long time, my mind was like becoming working very freely. So anyway, I will share some things I think I wish somebody told me when I was at your age. Especially from the age of 14. I think something's important I would like to share. Please pardon me, sometimes my English, after a long time, speaking here. Okay. So, but anyway, the why, I hope you will get some strength. I can feel some people, some are going through some difficulties, not easy. And hope end of the program, just bear with me 1.5 hours, okay? How much difficult it may be. After that, we'll see. Okay. So I don't know from where to start. I could, when I was very young too, I was having a very curiosity to find something complete. Even I think some of you are like maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. Like even that age, because of the environment, my father had that engineering environment there, all this designing and all that. So I want to create a vehicle that runs with water. Because I thought water is easily available, and that if I make such an engine, that This is how it started, and my father was so kind and gracious, he didn't, I didn't know much about anything about physics or anything, but he encouraged me. I used to draw in this drawing board, designing boards, just that feeling of research and kind of, so anyway, he used to encourage me with these two-stroke engines and this, turbocharger. So after that, later on there was an exhibition, I think alumni or something, a Japanese exhibition. There I was trying to sort of transfer the energy from one, use the spring of a clock and transferring that into another spring. I have no idea of friction or anything, but anyway my drawing looked quite, so I call this the non-stop machine. So I had an idea that there could be searching for something non-stop. So with those small information I had, I think some of you it might be interesting because then later when we went to Southern Africa, there was one teacher, he was really giving me a lot of things, like puzzles and all that. I really like to do that. But school studies was terrible for me. Because one thing, you have to memorize and there's no creativity or intuitively, especially creativity. There's none of that. You have to, so some things are there like in physics or sometimes some teachers they used to make it interesting. But when it comes to like when you have to memorize, I really felt terrible, especially biology, chemistry, history, all these things. And so language, French was terrible for me. 5 years I studied in past. And I think past means you were the first batch to do IGCSE. The IGCSE, you all must be doing that, International General Certificate of Secondary Education, Cambridge Syndicate. Alright? So that one, we were the first batch. And there you don't fail, right? That exam. Do you know that? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, it goes right. And you don't fail. You can take the second paper you can take, you don't fail. And the other one you don't get a mark. So you fail, that means. A, B, C something, I can't remember. So I don't know how they gave me for French the mark. I didn't know it because they don't fail anyone, I guess, to show that. So there in that country, I was too dreamy, I went on, I feel it was something similar to this one. And one thing I fear if I'm going to be reborn, can you guess? Anyone? I'm reborn again, I fear something. I fear to go to school again, this kind of thing. I hope by that time the world will evolve and they have some kind of wisdom school or something. So anyway, this education system, came from, actually I would say from, I think, after the Industrial Revolution, where religion went aside and then, people it was a very different thing, different type of people were needed for that kind of work and everything. So now after the colonization, all that, we also got that. So little bit religion and more of this, kind of tools for us to live actually, but nothing about life, nothing about why we feel pain, why we feel happiness, why we, what's life, nothing research on that. So anyway, I stepped aside from all this system, and when I was 16, that was during the IGCSE, I was reading my mother's books, all these books about, she had a lot of religious books, I started reading about, there was some mixture of books. She had Buddhist books, as well as some small books, where the wheel publication, those days, we didn't have too many. So there was one story about King of Gods. King of Gods Sakkar, I don't know if you know the name. He happened to it talks about the plane, that existence, 1,000 years on us, one day there are such weeks, such months, it's calculated like that. So that interested me. And there's another thing in physics that interested me that time, theory of relativity. Have you heard of theory of relativity? It was in a cartoon form in a book, So it was interesting. That book really changed my way of thinking. it was a book where it shows that theory of relativity states that near the speed of light,